Welcome, everyone, to the Plains and Jordan-Hare Stadium, home of the Auburn Tigers, where telling someone War Eagle is just as common as saying hello. We believe we've got a great one in store today, and we've got a team that makes it into the top 25. Now when you go on the road, that's when you prove you belong. As we'll see, the number 14 team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Auburn will kick it off to get things started. He'll call for the fair catch here. So the Ohio State Buckeyes offense will have the first possession of the game. And here he comes, the guy who pulls all the strings in this attack.
I think what makes him so unique, he has such a good understanding of this offense. Always seems to know what the answer is to the test.
Always in control. The receivers know they're going to get the football. Everybody believes in this dude.
Crosses the 30 to the 31 on a 6-yard pickup. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A-game for this one. They've circled this one all offseason, so they better be ready to bring it today, then.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
He showed it all there, a little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down.
It's a really good sign if you're on offense. You're putting it on your offensive line on third down. Critical down and distance, opening drive of the game. Let those guys fire off, get a hat on a hat. You can run the ball, pick up the first. You're around midfield. And all things looking pretty good here early for this offense.
SEC versus the Big Ten. They compete at everything. They try to outspend each other, and they certainly want to beat each other on the field.
So many national championships, so many Heisman Trophy winners shared between these two conferences, David. Everybody gets excited when the Big Ten takes on the SEC.
And these games matter. Fans get so amped up, so juiced up, to the point where we hear in the stands, what? SEC, SEC. They wouldn't say that if conference pride wasn't a real thing.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Looking downfield, it's Langford. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. The Buckeyes are marching down the field.
There's a reason third down is called the money down. What a great find by the quarterback. Great job finding his receiver. At the end of the game, you look at third down percentages. It tells a huge story, and it goes a long way deciding who wins a football.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down at 2nd and 6. On the run, it's Dorsey. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Man, a lot of times when you blitz that linebacker, it's about timing. You don't show your hand, and he gets up to the line of scrimmage, gets right through the line, makes the tackle for Woods.
And as soon as the running back gets the football, he's got a face full of linebacker.
Not much you can do there.
Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40. And the Buckeyes will punt it away on 4th down. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. He won't be able to return this one as it goes out of bounds. So the Auburn Tigers offense has the ball for the first time. This is just a great matchup to watch on the outside, and who can win downfield in the passing game.
Man, this reminds me of 1997, Charles Woodson versus David Boston. Two physical athletes that are going to be going toe-to-toe all game long.
Yeah, two alphas, two guys that play the positions where you have to have such confidence, cornerback, wide receiver. Let's see this throwdown.
Wide receiver shows motion. Off the RPO, complete. If you're going to run that play, you have to get it out of the end zone there. They'll take the safety.
You could tell the defense smelled it. They knew exactly where they were on the field, put the pressure on him, got him down in the end zone. Safety, baby.
So after that safety, they'll kick it away from their own 20. On the move, it's Francis.
The returner is brought down at the 36, and the Ohio State offense will take.
Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football, make your plays, put a good drive together here.
Hand off from the shotgun. Not the biggest play in the world, but it's one that can set the tone as he bangs his way out to the 38. Here comes his home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. Back to pass, it's Langford trying to get to it. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
We're already in the first quarter, but already you get the feeling this could be a long day for this QB. He's already been sacked. He gets hit right there on the incomplete throw. They've got to find a way to do a better job up front of protecting this guy, or it's going to be difficult to put up points.
And the return man couldn't get to it to make the catch, and the ball will bounce out of bounds. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. And the last time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had the ball. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm, running and throwing the football. Try to find that consistency, baby.
And try to find something positive with this offense. Forget about the safety. Those don't happen very often. Try to get some first downs together. Get some good mojo going.
How nice is it as a quarterback that you don't have to throw post routes to get great stats? No, I can just throw it quickly to one of the fastest players in the entire nation and let him burn this defense.
This time they'll go to the running game. And he gets the first down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin. Auburn to the line in a hurry.
You know, in the SEC, you're going to have to run the football if you're going to win games. And you can go on and on talking about great Auburn running backs back in the day, but right here, right now, if this team's going to win an SEC championship, they need to force feed this guy.
And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45. And Ohio State makes a ton of highlights with the big pass plays, but this defense has turned in its share over the years, too.
So many guys that we could go back. The Bosa brothers, Chase Young, just recently, the guys that they put their hand in the dirt and they go make things happen, get after quarterbacks like you see right here.
They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On third and long, he has to throw for it. He's got it. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. Steps away to find some room. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the big hit.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You get the ball out, but when things break down, they get off schedule. You've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
The inside handoff. Can White cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down.
I love when players understand situations and they understand where the first down marker is and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that first down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. A first down run in the red zone. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
And This is the area of the field where you need a really good back. You can depend on, you can give him the football. He's going to hit a little crease and just lower his shoulder, be physical, be powerful. You saw last week he got a rushing touchdown. I look for this offense.
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Auburn! Now that's the way to bail out the rest of the team. Start with bad field position, put together a drive anyway.
And very confident. You can see the quarterback just had a bit of a swagger, Reese. He was like, look, all right, we're starting deep in our own end. Special teams didn't help us out, but we can fix that right now, fellas. And they went out and looked so good on that last drive.
And with the extra point, they're on top by 5. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Fair catch called for and made. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable in that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on the heels.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. To throw, it's Langford. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's throwing to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And the defense gets to the quarterback.
And that is priority number 1 for defenses. Get to the quarterback. Affect him. Get hits on him. They do it right here. Get their first sack of the game. Last game, by the way, last time out, they had 5. Let's see what this defense can continue to do.
That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. First down here for the offense. He's looking to throw it. Got his man out of the backfield. And the defense coming with bad intentions. They knock him down for a loss.
Well, there was really nowhere to go for the quarterback with that football. He's just trying to check it down to his running back, and the defense was there, and they made the play.
Unloads quickly. They get him down after he makes the catch.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force 4th down.
Nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. That is coverage just the way they designed it, and they've got him backed up. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now.
He unleashes a long one. Brings it down on the right side. Then he breaks into the open. Touchdown, Ohio State. And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. It's Moffitt. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. Boy, 3 and out last time, Davey. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm. Got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here for them.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this one.
wants to fire on second down. He's going to run it. Kept it, and he's past the marker. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact. Lines up quickly.
He can throw it. He can buy time. He can run it. What can't he do? This guy's so talented. When he does stuff like this, there's no way to stop it. There's no way to coach a defense up against it. He's just really fast, and I can't catch him.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Softened him up with a run. Now to throw. He'll get rid of it. Got his man downfield. They've got the defense reeling right now with that big play to the 29. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. This Auburn offense doing work. They're set up with another first down. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the first down. And the Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. To the ground, he's got it again. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Wants to throw on 3rd. Getting some heat. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12. The defense coming up big there, and the sack is great, but the secondary deserves some credit too.
No doubt. When you can cover like that in the secondary and drop back in your zone and only rush a few, and you feel comfortable getting home, and they're going to get to the quarterback, that is a great feeling, and it's fun to be a defensive coordinator calling you plays.
So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. Went to the running game on first down. Now here they come again. From the gun, they'll try the middle. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. The offense set for a first down play. He wants to throw. Feeling some heat. He's got it. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we have ourselves a ball game, and they have a chance to take the lead here before the half. Looking to throw, it's Langford. It's on target and complete. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
And listen, I know that wasn't a huge gain. It was positive, but I like doing more of that in today's college football. I'm just going to try to give my playmakers a chance to do damage in space away from all the big boys inside.
They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
maybe just a shade out of their field goal range, so they'll leave the offense out there on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Makes the catch past the sticks. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the 1st down.
That's a great example of the receiver knowing exactly where the 1st down marker is. He got the depth he needed to get, so once he was able to make the catch, he already knew he had it, and now a fresh set of downs.
Lining up from the 34 on 1st down. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. He's looking to throw. Unloads it downfield. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Buckeyes!
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee, and they'll bring it to the 25. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be conservative. We're a little bit down. Listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the 1st half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
Wideouts all wadded up in a bunch. Looking to go up top on 1st down. Floats it out in space. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. He wants to pass it on 2nd down. He's right on target. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half.
The defense has their hands full trying to stop this guy in the slot. They're going to have to figure something out to bracket him, try and get 2 bodies around him, maybe get some safety help as well, because right now they do not have the answer for this guy.
Pocket starts to collapse. Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on 3rd down. Auburn sends out the punting unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. One more snap coming before halftime. Back to pass, it's Langford. He's going for it all. It's incomplete, and they tried to finish this quarter with a bang and couldn't quite connect. That's going to wrap up the 1st half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, yeoman's work in Auburn, Alabama so far, and welcome into the halftime report. And there is no better place to start this halftime than by reviewing how this wideout has been a one-man wrecking crew. The kid's been everywhere. And I love how he's willing to go across the middle, but that he also has the jets to burn these DBs on the deep ball. If this defense wants to actually come back in this one, they better hide his cleats.
And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. I imagine we'll see them go right back to work up top after how productive that passing game was in the 1st half.
And it's interesting. If I'm the defense and I've got the lead, they've had success throwing the football, but we're winning. I don't know that this defense changes too much of what they've done in the 1st half.
I think they got to do a better job with pass rush. They might want to change their coverages as well, because they're probably at this point expecting this offense to have to keep throwing, considering they did have success in the 1st half.
The give to the back. Crosses the 30. He's got a lane.
Defensively, you'll take the slow down. You'll take 3, 4, 5 yards a pop, but you can't give up the massive plays. You got to do a better job containing the football, making them run to guys, and get them on the ground. For goodness sakes, this guy is fast, I know, but defensively, we got to swarm to the football and get him.
And here's a fumble way behind the line. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover. And the quarterback just ran out of time there, and they were able to knock it free.
Quarterbacks have got to do a great job keeping two hands on the football, especially in passing situations like that, because you know defenders are swatting at the ball. Even if you can't see them, these guys, they're 6'5", 6'6", they've got long arms. They're trying to rip and tug away and get that ball out of your hands. The QB will learn from this play. He's got to do a better job with his fundamentals.
To the ground with the back. Tackle is made after the first down.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that first down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
This crowd rising up, sensing that its defense needs some help. They're getting this guy lathered up.
Man, that D-tackle is a freak athlete. Did you see him come out of his stance and beat the offensive lineman, getting to the running back? Cat-like quickness.
Here comes second down, and this crowd is turning it up a notch. The give to the back. Got some room, entered to the goal line. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. Trying to pound their way in. Touchdown, Ohio State. And they take it in for 6 more points. Up and over, Yamo be there into the end zone.
And you don't want to leave your feet very often in football, but this is one of those areas where you do. In the end zone, near the goal line, you smell it. A lot of bodies in front of you. Just get up, get over top of them, get that touchdown.
Looking for a man. It's Langford. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off.
The 2-point attempt is no good. That keeps the score. Ohio State 22, Auburn 10.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. As it turns out, the fumble on that last drive set up the touchdown, David.
There's no bigger stat in football than turnovers. You turn the football over, they turn it into points. Jesse, that is not a recipe for success.
Good news, though, they get another chance, right? They can make amends with this drive right here. That's all that's important. You've got to execute and you've got to lock in.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. He's looking to throw. Flips it out in the flat. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Auburn to the line in a hurry. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Going to try to get it himself. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit. The Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
This quarterback doing a lot of good decision-making on that last play. First off, nice job extending, but then understanding what the coverage was, understanding nobody's open, and then going, hey, look, I can go get this myself, and finally, not only am I going to get this first down, I'm going to take care of myself, too. I'm going to slide. I practiced this all week. Little baseball slide action. We got a fresh set of downs.
And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. Auburn going to work with another first down.
And a big key on that throw to the slot receiver, guys, is putting the ball out in front. The location of the throw is what helped that guy get extra yards after the catch.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, the offense is trying to get a big-time playmaker the ball out in space quickly with the wide receiver screen, but the defense is having none of it.
He wants to throw it again. Fires to the big fella. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. Looks as if Auburn will have enough for the first down.
Pound it, pound it, pound it. I might not have that pretty run-pass ratio of 50-50, but if I can run the football like this consistently, if you're not going to do anything about it, you want to be a great offensive coordinator, keep calling the run.
Just a short pass to the tight end. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Now on second down. He's looking to throw. He's got the tight end. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. From the red zone, looking for a man. Grabbed in the middle, it's Carter. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Operating in the red zone here on second down. He's looking to throw. What a snag by the defense. And the offense makes the tackle in frustration after the interception. Drive comes up empty, and it's a turnover.
Well, how about that? I mean, they knew this defense was good defending the pass, but that had more to do with who's in the secondary, not necessarily who's up front. David, his best Pollock impersonation, picking that one off.
Yeah, baby, you don't get many opportunities to drop in coverage. You don't get many balls thrown your way, but when you do, you want to make sure you take advantage.
Gonna take a shot. Snags it on the right. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. This guy's going after a day sort of like the one Joey Galloway had against Michigan State in '93, already well on his way.
And Joey Galloway had that Bayou speed, that Freaky Friday speed, and he's got it too. I mean, just such a dynamic weapon on the outside. It's a good idea to find him and throw him the football early, in the middle, and late.
The option look. Now the toss. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-game land. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. On third down, he drops to throw. He's got it. Touchdown, Buckeyes! Made the snag and strolled his way into the end zone. These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead. And the extra point is good. The lead is 19.
How about the day for this young fella? 3 receiving touchdowns. Hey, defense, that guy's good. We might want to do something about it. Let's send 2 at him. Let's send 3 at him. We can't let this guy continue to beat us time and time again.
He'll start the return inside the spot. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. That last possession, a prime example, Jesse, of how things get condensed in the red zone.
Hard to throw when the windows are smaller, and that's what happens down near the goal line.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. And how about this Buckeye defense? This is not all flash and score around here these days.
And when you've seen Ohio State really be great and make those playoff runs, you always pick out those big defensive linemen that can get their hands on the quarterback and get him on the ground like they did right here.
Gives him some room to operate as he rumbles ahead for 6 out to the 15-yard line.
This running back just doesn't go down easily. It's just difficult for defenses to get him on the ground. Not overly huge, but if I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm going to continue to find ways to feature him. And just, you know what? Let his talent do the rest.
On third and long, try to convert through the air. catch in the middle. It's Barco. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
Looking to throw on second down. Right down the middle. It's caught. He was just a breath from taking that one all the way, and he'll run that momentum right into the fourth quarter. We've been treated to an aerial show by these two guys so far as you check out their numbers. One more quarter to go, and it looks as if we are ready to play. First down to start the drive after the break. He's going to pass. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
This defense has just been all over this guy all game long. Under pressure. They're finding a way to get to him and affect his rhythm. Of course, they have an interception in this game. That's why they've got a big lead here in the fourth quarter. This guy has never gotten into a rhythm.
Complete to the left. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. He's got it. He gets it in. Touchdown, Auburn.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the time to be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone. That was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Power football with the run. Nice move to keep running. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain. They'll snap it on first down from the 35. Out of the gun, the running back has it. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3. The Buckeyes racing to the line in the hurry-up.
They've got a lead here in the fourth quarter, and there's certainly still plenty of football to go, but this is where you'd love to control the flow of the game, right? You want to dictate everything to the defense, and you do that by running the football. That was a really nice run. This offensive line is firing off late. Looks like they're getting stronger as the game goes on, and that is a good sign for the offense.
On 3rd and short, the power run here. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football, and the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. Going to the running game. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Hold it, open.
Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. 2nd down coming up. Back to throw, it's Langford. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
Looked like the offense had a chance for a big play there, but the running back just could not reel that ball in.
here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got his man.
A nice job of awareness on defense there on that third down. You know, you're expecting the offense to throw the football, but it's not just going to be receivers or tight ends you got to worry about. You got to keep your eye on where that running back is. They knew exactly where he would be, and they were able to make the tackle setting up fourth.
They've already converted a fourth down in this game. They'll try to make it 2 for 2. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
And welcome to modern college football. That's what it is. Spread you out, find my playmakers, make quick decisions, and really put defenses in a difficult situation.
Off the play fake. Throws for the tight end. Wide open downfield. And the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop.
Well, that play-action fake, it just froze the defense for a split second. That allowed the tight end time to work his route, get vertical down the field, and pick up a big gainer for the offense.
That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. The RPO, fire complete to the left. Good throwing catch, takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. The Tigers have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Use the play fake, now to throw. Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown, Tiger. That touchdown grabbed the 25th of his career.
Not surprising either. When you've got this guy's ability, that position, quarterbacks are going to be looking for you. 25 touchdown catches, that's an impressive figure.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys that have been so big time. Big time moments, clutch plays, makes those contested catches. He's a guy that can do everything, and that's why he's putting up such great stats.
He'll call for the fair catch here. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. That fourth down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for a fourth down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. The defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before. So you got to come back out here, take the field. It's a fresh set of downs, brand new drive. Let's go out and execute some points on the board.
These fans stepping up to help this defense on 3rd down. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. The Buckeyes will move the sticks.
Well, I think this running back has proven this game here tonight that he can be counted on and relied on, right? In a big moment right here, late in the game when they need to run the ball to ice this thing, he's able to deliver.
Going up top on 1st down. He wants to go deep. Underneath toasted coverage, got it deep downfield. And the defense couldn't corral him, and he took it all the way. Touchdown, Ohio State. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row. And he made the extra point without problem. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he's going to bring it out. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. They'll try to put something together, backed up a bit, starting at their own 13. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Finds his big tight end. Really good job making a play, getting it out to the 24 and moving those chains.
I think if you're the head coach at this point, you're telling your offense, it doesn't matter what's happened up to this point of the game. Obviously, things haven't gone our way, but we have the chance to execute in a 2-minute situation and give ourselves a chance to win. Let's go do it one play at a time.
And, man, this quarterback has had a day. With that pass, he goes over 300 yards on the day. Really nice job executing, putting up some yards today. Pretty good day for the young man.
Quickly to the tight end. And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle.
You know, I think at this situation in the game, trailing like they are with only a couple minutes to go, short throws aren't going to get it done. You're going to have to be a lot more aggressive and start taking chances if you want to give yourself a chance to win this game.
Yeah, and sometimes the coverage is just great. And as a quarterback, you throw the football away or don't try to force it too tight into a window, and you just say, hey, defense won that rep, good coverage.
The aerial assault continues. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Makes the grab, and it's enough for the first down before he's dragged to the ground. Auburn lines up quickly. They absolutely had to have that third down to keep any glimmer of hope alive.
And defensively, that's exactly what I want. Make you get the third down. The clock is your enemy. Multiple possession lead. That is right where I want this offense.
Auburn ready to go back to work after getting another first down. Now from inside the red zone. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Wants to throw on second down. And he was pushing for that goal line, but the D stopped him at the 2. From the gun, looking for a man. Buying some time. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Tigers.
And listen, still a ways to go, but great job by this offense getting back in the ball game. Now, we got a one-possession game. We've got our score. We did what we're supposed to do. Now, how do we get this stopped? Now, the defense has to come up big and get me the rock back.
Fair catch, called for and made. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. One possession game, getting late, first order of business, just take care of the football.
So they call this situation 4-minute offense, where you're trying to run the football and throw high percentage passes to maintain possession and bleed the clock. This is a very difficult point of the game to execute at a high level.
Yeah, and listen, what you understand as an offense is if I get 1 or 2 first downs, this ball game's over. And that's your sole objective. Not scoring, take care of the football, get a few first downs, walk out with the W.
Ordinarily on 2nd and 10, you might look past, but here you just want to keep that clock moving. The give out of the gun. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a first down. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. Quick timeout call. And stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Wouldn't be surprised to see them go right back to the run on 2nd down and maybe put this thing away. The give to the single back. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
I think you run that play on 2nd down knowing it's going to make 3rd down easy. You're not trying to hit a home run. You don't need the big play right now. Now you know third down, everything's on the table, everything's available, high success rate.
They'll run for it on 3rd and short. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Those are the kind of plays in the second half you have to make. This back has had plenty of success. He's gotten a lot of touches. Now, defensively, we've got to show him things are about to be different.
Waning moments, huge 4th down, and this crowd is rising to the occasion. They get the timeout called with 7 seconds left on the clock.
Timeout, Ohio State.
And the Buckeyes will bring the punt team onto the field. Hauls it in and looking upfield. They bring him down. Strong effort by the coverage team, and that's how they'll put a period on this one. Now this team has consecutive wins.